Yeah, so Solomon will he's already on a plane on his way over here to replace Ollie Norris. We just obviously it's essential for us to have enough front row forwards. We've got a test on Saturday, and ideally we'd have two fresh front rows to play in that game, which means we're not asking the test guys to back up 3 days later. So so he arrives tonight, I think it is.
Sola's a tight head. Well, can we go into things to replace Ollie?
Yeah, I see Ali played most of his footy at loose head this year with the Hurricanes. So he genuinely plays both sides. Even with that, Pussy can play loose head as well. So we felt we had pretty good cover and keen to get Solo in the mix and have a decent look at him.
No, can I go over around that on actual pieces?
He had a scan, so it's a PCL injury. But we're going to see how it is over the next 48 hours. So yeah, obviously we're a little bit thin at 9 as it is. So getting Noah in will be good. I mean, hopefully, we expect Cam to be ready to go in the weekend. We've still got KP if Cortez was no good, and would need Noah to play on the Tuesday. So look, good to get him in. He's excited. He wasn't long off the pitch for Tasman when I got hold of him on Sunday, so he's keen.
Coach, are you concerned with the attrition rate so far? Is this about what you guys expected?
You always hope for the best, but it's there've been collision injuries outside of George Bell, who did his in a clarity jog session. So look, it's the nature of the game. Look at Billy Proctor's injury over jackling a ball, just the angle he got hit on, and obviously Caleb, quite amazing really, because we think he did that first half and he's catching ball above his head and charging into people. So amazing what adrenaline does. But so it's sad for those guys having a tour over so early, but it's the nature of the game.
How's Damien Day?
Yep. Again, we're hopeful with him. He had a light run yesterday. He's doing a bit more work with the physios this morning when we were doing clarity. So he'll play a limited part in the session this afternoon. We're hoping to get him running by tomorrow. So we'll know a bit more probably in the next 24 hours.
Dave, your experience with the Chiefs coaching South African teams and you coaching against the Springboks before, can you draw on that this week coming up here and playing Alice Park?
Look, I think people often talk about altitude and things, and I guess as I spoke about in the media last week, it's not something we talk a lot about. Look, we're well aware of the quality of the side that we'll play against and the pressure that they'll bring. They'll certainly the line speed will be a hell of a lot higher than what we faced on the weekend, especially and in any of those games, and then the intensity throughout. So, but we've got a number of guys who've played a lot of footy here in South Africa, and we know we're going to have to be really good. We're going to have to play at our best and force them to be below their best. And so it's been nice being here for a couple of weeks already, and we're preparing well.
Dave, sorry if I missed this, but presumably Will and Cam are both going to be okay?
We're anticipating they'll be fine. Yeah.
So you'll have 3 guys with Taranaki as well that won't have had a game since July. Obviously, they're going to have 4 tough games in a row potentially. Any concerns there? How do you get up to speed?
No. Cam's played a hell of a lot of rugby this year, so him not playing so much lately is not a bad thing. Will came into that French test on the back of being out for a long time, and so yeah, like we're confident those boys will slot straight in. They're clear on our structures and their roles within it, and so we're just making sure they're physically ready to go.
Just been in Rassie's press conference, and he had Yaka Piper up with him, and he made quite a point of making it clear that they're not looking to slow the game down. But they obviously felt they had something to address there. Do you see it as a clash of styles in terms of the pace the two teams want to play it, or is that a bit too simplistic?
Yeah, look, I'm not sure what Yako would be referring to. Well, we've played club sides where it's been very slow, and lineouts. I think one of the lineouts against the Sharks took 50 seconds to set, and so we found against the Bulls had a much more positive mindset. There's a lot more ball on play, and I'm anticipating the Springboks will feel the same way.
Are you going to be meeting with the officials with Rassie before you go?
No. For us to do that, we both have to agree, and they sent out an email last week just to have a chat around maybe four key areas, and one of them was around the time wasting. And so Rassie didn't feel there was any need to meet. I feel the same way, to be honest. We've had conversations via email, and we've got a summary sent to us this morning, so we're pretty clear.
Dave, we've seen the Springboks try innovate before, whether it's lifting and models and these sort of things. Do you expect any tricks from Rassie this week?
No doubt. Look, they've been big innovators in the game. We've got a massive focus on us and what we need to do. But we're aware of where they can hurt us, and I guess we're not looking for certain areas that we think that they might throw something special at us. So I'm sure they've had a good look. We've played 3 games over here. We played 3 tests earlier on. They've used a lot of different players, and so I imagine he's got a couple of positive selection headaches as well.
Dave, is this the biggest test in the game in international rugby right now? Is this the biggest test, and if so, how ready is your group for it?
No, I mean, it's not for me to judge the scope of this contest, but we'll be ready. We've learnt a lot over the last 3 games. We've played a lot of players with all bar 3 of the touring party have played and got good minutes, which has been good for us. There's some genuine, real high quality performances from individuals, and that's put a lot of pressure on us. When we name our side, we're going to leave out some really good players. But in 4 tests, I think we'll end up using 30 odd players anyway. So the guys who don't get their opportunity this week would certainly probably get a crack at some stage during the series. So, that's a hell of a series, isn't it? You're playing the world champions in South Africa over 4 tests. Massive interest all over the world. A huge amount of Kiwis coming over here to travel and embrace it. So we're really excited, and we'll definitely be ready.
Dave, there's no doubt we've seen 2 Springboks in the last 12 months who can definitely play expensive rugby if they want to do it. But under pressure or a big occasion like one you to start line first best they'll spot, your expectation will be to go back to DNA, try to scrum for penalties, kick ball, mould you, go back to traditional South Africa.
Yeah, well, I mean, you play to your strengths. That they'll see that as a strength. I think our scrum will bar up. I think they'll. What they've been good at is, applying a lot of pressure. Back to back penalties, put you in a corner, and and they're the best in the world at turning that pressure into points down there. They lead a lot of key metrics against all the other teams in the world, and so our discipline will be really important. Our accuracy will be really important. Our set piece will be massive. So, but yeah, that's exciting. We get an opportunity to measure up against the best in the world. So, boys, looking forward to it.
On that, how important to have got 60 minutes of Tyrell on the weekend to get him? He looked distracted, he confident, he definitely.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was. He probably didn't defend as well as he had been against the Irish, and a little bit of pressure put on him around that. Defended really well on the weekend, and more importantly, his set piece was excellent. So, it was good to get time into him. It was good to get time into Cody. Those guys are ready to go.
Dave, that team UK 3 weeks or so ago for the first test, how much have you had to change of that?
Yeah, a little bits and pieces. We were really, we were pretty clear on the 15, and then in the 8 guys backing up was going to come down to how we played here, and then we picked that side even before the Irish test, and so. And then we changed the team for Ireland. So there's a little bit of change, but what it did do was gave us a bit of clarity around how we were going to manage the first 3 games, and so like I said, it's been really good. We've got some guys who didn't play at all in July. Have got good minutes over here and have fronted well.
6 games, 2 months. Have you had enough time with this group to make any changes that you want to get them up to speed?
Yeah, no, we've had plenty of time. But it's the nice thing about being here is you got a captured audience. We spend a lot of time together, so culturally and connection-wise, and then the rugby stuff. It's been really good. The group are tight. So we've got to keep building on that, obviously. But look, I think we're in a good place. We understand the game we're trying to play and what's required. So, our ability to now do that under pressure against the best in the world, that'll be the test for us in the weekend.
It's obviously early on in the week, but you're expecting a bit of a shift in intensity just with being a test week?
There's a real buzz, got a full week to prepare for a test, which is nice. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement. Been talking about this tour for a long time, and so for the 23 that gets a play, it's going to be a massive occasion, but we need the whole group to chip in and work well this week, because preparation is going to be key.
Rassie kind of likened it today to, I guess, World Cup knockouts. That's how important each of these tests are. Is there a part of you that thinks playing the Springboks 4 times in a row might be tougher than a World Cup?
A lot tougher than a World Cup. But it's great, isn't it? Both sides will be, about a year out from a World Cup by the time we finish the series. So, we'll certainly learn a lot while we're here, and but it's no doubt it's tough. Yeah.
Dave, what do you think is the most competitive position in your team, area, back 3?
I think the loose forwards have been impressive. We've got really good depth in second row now. We got. I mean, the outside backs are. There's a lot of guys fronting well, and you look if Damien and Will come back in, and you look how well Josh and Leroy played on the weekend. If Caleb was here, he's been fronting well too. So, there's a lot of places where we think we're establishing really good depth and competition for places.
You mentioned before there's certain metrics where the Boks are world leading. Is there any particular that stick out to you?
Any particular?
Metrics, stats.
Yeah, that what they will. You said that they lead the world, and
You mentioned that
Yeah.
there are metrics in which the Springboks are led. Just wondering if there's any particular that stick out to you.
what I'm talking about is, they lead the world in things like winning high ball back, amount of entries into your 22, amount of points per entry in your 22. And so, it all paints a picture around the fact that you got to limit the amount of times they can get in there because they're the best in the world at converting that pressure into points. So, so denying them opportunities in there will be about discipline and about accuracy. They got a smart kicking game. They can trap you down there. They've got a pressure game as well. I mean, they've got a big pack and physical team. So so we know what's coming. But I mean, as been mentioned, they've got a team that can play as well if they want to. So probably didn't see that against Argentina, but I think the side they picked this week will be a fair bit different.
Last question?
Was there any sort of feeling within the team of sort of redemption for obviously what happened last year in Wellington and last 2 times at the championship?
We haven't talked about that at all. So there's no sort of redemption or payback or any of that sort of talk. We're just trying to be the best we can be and up against a quality side. So that's our focus.
That's us, Steve. Thank you. Stay where you are. The player's going to do it.